ready to go back to where it all began. Well, not quite the beginning, but, back to Hogwarts. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Here we come. This one's got a permanent spot on my bookshelf, that's for sure.
It really does feel like every other week someone's telling me it's their favorite.
Right. And for good reason, too. It's like stepping right into a mystery movie, just with, way more magic.
You've got a hidden chamber, petrified students, and don't even get me started on that monster everyone's whispering about.
See, this is what I love about this book. It just grabs you from the very first page, even before Harry sets foot in Hogwarts. I mean, those warnings from Dobby. Chills every time.
Oh, absolutely. Dobby's always been, Dobby, but there's this different kind of fear in his voice this time around. And the lengths he goes to trying to protect Harry, even hurting himself to avoid saying too much. Rowling, man, she knows how to set the stage for a good mystery.
No kidding. And then there's Hogwarts. It's like the moment Harry arrives, there's this weight in the air. The constant rain, the whispers in the corridors about the Chamber of Secrets. It all just adds to this feeling that something's not right.
It's that classic Rowling touch, taking something ordinary like a back-to-school setting and weaving in this undercurrent of dread.
And then, just when you think things couldn't get any weirder, we meet Gilderoy Lockhart, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Oh, Lockhart. He's like a walking, talking warning sign, all charm and no substance.
Seriously. Everyone's falling for his supposed accomplishments, but Harry sees right through him, which honestly makes it even creepier.
It's those gut feelings, right? And then, boom, students start getting petrified. And guess who becomes the prime suspect?
Our boy Harry. All because he can speak Parseltongue.
Which, let's be honest, is a brilliant move by Rowling. She takes the hero, the boy who lived, and makes us question him. Just one detail, his ability to speak to snakes, and suddenly he's a potential villain.
It's like she's holding up a mirror to our own prejudices, showing how easily we jump to conclusions based on something different, something we don't understand. Remember that scene with Justin Finch-Fletchley? Overhears Harry talking Parseltongue and practically runs for the hills.
It's a small moment, but it speaks volumes about how fear can warp our perceptions of others. And that's just the beginning. And that's where the real mystery kicks in, With Harry as a suspect, everyone's looking over their shoulder.
Rowling does this amazing job of giving us not just one suspect, but a whole lineup. It's like, who didn't have a reason to open that chamber?
Right. You start with Hagrid, the most obvious choice. At least everyone seems to think so.
I mean, he was expelled 50 years ago for supposedly opening it the first time, so...
Exactly. But that's what makes it so interesting, right? We have this preconceived notion of Hagrid, this big, imposing guy who loves even the creepiest creatures.
Don't get me started on Aragog and his family. Shivers. Seriously. But there's this part of you, at least for me, that wants to believe him when he says, "Not me this time."
Totally. And Rowling plays on that, making us question whether Hagrid's really innocent or just an easy target because of his past.
And then you've got the Malfoys, pure blood fanatics, always lurking in the background. And I swear, every time Lucius Malfoy is on screen, I'm like, what's he up to now?
That scene at Flourish and Blots where he slips Ginny the diary, so sneaky even for him.
Which we find out later is totally not a coincidence. That diary is like a ticking time bomb, just waiting to go off.
But even before we know about Tom Riddle, the Malfoys are like high up on the suspect list. Just their attitude, like they want something bad to happen.
Definitely. But it's not just them. Remember those encounters Harry has with Moaning Myrtle?
Oh, poor Myrtle. Talk about holding onto a grudge, even in death. But she gives us some crucial info.
Right. She was the only one who actually saw the monster 50 years ago. And she's the first to mention hearing Parseltongue. All these little pieces that start to fit together.
It's classic mystery writing. Dropping hints along the way, making you think you've got it all figured out, and then, bam, Rowling throws a curveball.
And the further into the story we get, the more Harry, Ron, and Hermione are like, rules? What rules?
They're brewing polyjuice potion, sneaking around trying to get information.
Desperate times, right. They're willing to impersonate Crabbe and Goyle, for crying out loud, just to try to get some answers out of Draco.
And it's because of that, because of their, dare I say, reckless actions, that Harry stumbles upon the diary.
Which, let's be honest, is where the story goes from creepy happenings at school to something way bigger.
Uh-oh.
This isn't just a diary. It's linked to the past, to Tom Riddle himself.
Right. The idea that Harry can actually get pulled into those memories, experience Hogwarts in a whole new way, it's genius.
It adds a whole other layer to the mystery, but it's also doing something much deeper, don't you think? We're seeing the roots of prejudice, the echoes of Slytherin's ideology.
Exactly. It's not just about some ancient chamber. It's about how those beliefs, those ideas about blood purity have carried through generations.
And it's still relevant today, right? This whole idea that some people are better than others based on where they come from, who their parents are. It's scary how easily those ideas can take hold.
Exactly. And that's what makes the Chamber of Secrets so terrifying. It's not just a monster, it's a symbol of that hate.
And the fact that it's guarded by a basilisk, a creature that can literally kill you with a look. Talk about high stakes.
And that's where Harry's ability to speak Parseltongue, the very thing that made him a suspect, becomes so important. He can understand the basilisk, but he's also vulnerable to it.
I mean, the tension just keeps building, right?
Yeah.
Hagrid gets arrested, Dumbledore's gone, and then Ginny disappears.
Ginny vanishing into the chamber is the turning point. It forces Harry to confront his fears head-on. He has to go after her, even if it means facing the basilisk alone.
It's like everything's been leading up to this moment.
Right, and of course he's not really alone. He's got Ron and, well, Lockhart, though help might be a strong word.
Let's just say Lockhart lives up to his reputation.
The memory loss, come on. But hey, at least Harry and Ron make it deep into the chamber. And who leads them there? Spiders.
It's so creepy, but so clever. They follow this trail of spiders straight to Aragog, Hagrid's giant acromantula, which, by the way, still freaks me out.
But Aragog gives them crucial information. He confirms that Hagrid didn't open the chamber and that the monster is indeed a basilisk.
It's a chilling moment, but it also raises the stakes even higher. We know Ginny's in danger, time is running out, and there's a giant snake on the loose.
Leave it to Rowling to leave us hanging on the edge of our seats.
You know, it's in this last part where it really hits you that Chamber of Secrets is more than just a fun mystery, right?
Oh, definitely. It's like all those glimpses we've been getting into Tom Riddle's diary. It all comes together in this really unsettling way.
It's like Rowling was hiding a whole other story inside the main one, and this is where it explodes.
And it completely changes how we see everything that's come before.
It's like, boom, we're not just reading about a monster in the chamber anymore. We're going back in time, seeing it all through Tom Riddle's eyes.
That scene where he frames Hagrid, so messed up. And it shows you exactly how he operates, even as a kid.
Right. Like, you see how easily fear and lies can be twisted to make people believe anything. And the way Riddle uses that, it's chilling.
It's like he's already got that darkness inside him, that need for control. You can see the seeds of Voldemort right there in the way he acts, the things he says.
Exactly. It's like this terrifying echo of the future, only we're seeing it play out in the past.
Which makes you think, right, if Harry hadn't come along, if things had gone differently, it's like Voldemort's rise was almost inevitable.
And that's the thing about this book. It's not just about good versus evil. It's about choices. Harry and Riddle, they both have this connection to Slytherin. They both can speak Parseltongue.
But that's where the similarities end. Harry chooses to fight against that darkness, to embrace compassion, even when it's hard.
It's like Harry's fight with the basilisk isn't just about saving Ginny. It's about proving that good can triumph, even when the odds are stacked against it.
It's a powerful message, especially for a book aimed at younger readers. It's like you have the power to choose who you want to be, no matter what's in your past.
And talk about an epic showdown. Harry's facing this giant snake, Ginny's unconscious, and just when all hope seems lost, Fawkes.
Dumbledore's Phoenix, talk about an entrance, and not just an entrance, but he swoops in, blinds the basilisk, gives Harry a fighting chance, pure magic.
Goosebumps every time I read that scene. And then the sorting hat gives Harry the sword. It's like the universe itself is on his side, giving him the tools he needs to defeat the darkness.
It's a powerful reminder that even when we feel alone, there are forces fighting for us, guiding us. Sometimes we just need to be brave enough to accept their help.
And Harry, he's nothing if not brave. He faces that basilisk head-on, saves Ginny, and just when you think it's over, boom, that diary.
The one Lucius Malfoy slipped Ginny? Yeah, that wasn't just some random act of cruelty.
Turns out it was a Horcrux, a piece of Voldemort's soul hidden in plain sight.
Talk about a plot twist. And by destroying the diary, Harry unknowingly takes his first step towards defeating Voldemort for good.
It just goes to show you, right? No detail is too small, no action too insignificant. It all matters in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly, and that's what makes The Chamber of Secrets such a brilliant story. It's thrilling, it's thought-provoking, and it reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope.
And let's be honest, no one does creepy, unforgettable characters quite like Rowling. Dobby, Fawkes, Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
They're iconic.
They stay with you long after you've finished the book.
Absolutely. So next time you're wandering through the stacks at the library or browsing for your next audiobook, do yourself a favor. Revisit Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. But this time, pay attention to the details, those seemingly insignificant moments that Rowling sprinkles throughout the story. You never know what secrets you might uncover. Thanks for diving in with us.